Whatever this is. Good, good. Okay. This needs the no green ones, not much. Everything fine so far. No. More that way. Yeah. And this, and go back. Yeah. So it could be seen. A little more. Okay. Good. Oh, we have more coming.
Yeah. No.
Welcome.
Oh.
How are you after that heavy week? How are you after that heavy week?
Burnt out.
How come?
Just 7 days in the hot desert with crazy people. But you know, the kirtan must go in every corner of the world, so. You look beautiful.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah.
How are you?
All right.
Yeah.
Jagadananda. 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 Great. Yeah. These things are really hard and
Oh yeah. I saw the live stream. It's beautiful. Yeah.
yeah, let's pull it up.
It's more.
Well, we don't want to cover. This one can go away at the end.
Okay.
So it's a few parts.
How to was thinking that, but I didn't want to do it. Okay.
Good, not too close. Yeah. We don't want it to fall off. The fake flower one,
This is some spray.
no, if you could just
I'll push it in.
move it a little bit over there. Yeah, everything needs spray.
I'll spray everything after we
Yeah,
set up.
because the so-called real flowers are also fake, but they die. The fake ones, the honestly fake ones don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's really eroding now.
What about this one?
Yeah. Maybe on the other side, it's still nice.
Yeah. Maybe this one would match kind of in place with that one.
Okay,
These are both kind of similar.
okay. And the fake one can go closer to Radharani,
And where?
a little bit closer to Radharani, the fake one.
Okay. Try this, see how it looks.
That's fine. Huh? What happened?
Problem with Bharash, I kind of agree with him,
Problem?
is that he wants so much money. I kind of agree. I don't know
That
why.
is a problem.
I don't know why we agreed to this. I don't think we can have a professional scenario.
You
And
tell him, see what he wants to do.
what has he done? Anyone done this one?
Nothing yet.
And he said,
It's already over.
I know he's empowered by Prabhupada, and he knows he can do wonders, and he knows especially because it was you, but he needs $5,000 a month, and he told him for the TOPV project that he'll give him a posh place in Mayapur, $1,000 a month, which is a lot for living in
India.
India. And he's like, but he won't do it because he needs his Western life, Western standard of living.
Even though he's in India.
He's not, he's not, he's here, he's in California.
No. I mean with the TOP.
Oh, right, yeah. It's festival.
Yeah.
It's a festival.
Totally.
And so how about this? And then like the space.
This one?
No, yeah, over.
Great.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, we need some also out front. I mean, I said these,
They're a little bunched up, huh?
oh yeah, we can spread it out a little bit.
Mike?
Jai Shri Guru Granga Ganda Vika Giridhari Radha Vinabhihari ki Jai Radha Ramanju ki Jai Jai Nitilila Pravishta Amishnupa Paramahamsa Pajaja Chaja Shotita Shishma Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Gosvāmī Mahārāja Jai Srila Guru ki Jai Jagat Guru Bhakti Vedanta Bhāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai Jagat Guru Bhakti Vedanta Srila Charikram Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai Nitilila Pravishta Amishnupa Paramahamsa Pajaja Chaja Shotita Shishma Bhakti Vedanta Swami Mahārāja Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Param Gure Bhakti Pragan Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai Jagat Guru Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Jai Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Gokshodas Babaji Mahārāja ki Jai Sachidananda Sapta Goswami Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jai Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Jagannath Das Babaji Mahārāja ki Agodhya Vedanta Charya Baldev Jabhushan Prabhu ki Jai Jai Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki Jai Jai Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki Jai Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Desvaragana Sat Goswami Prabhu ki Jai Jai Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Chaya ki Jai Narottam Thakur Mahāshaya ki Jai Lochandas Thakur ki Jai Lokanath Das Goswami Prabhu ki Ha Prem Se Kao Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasadi Gauravata Vrinda Ki Jai Jai Shri Navadip Mayapudam Ki Jai Radha Krishna Gokapiko Govardhana Savanama Shri Bhajmandul Dang Ki Jai Shri Shri Radhakunda Shamakunda Jamuna Ganga Tulasi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Jai Brinda Devi Ju Ki Jai Giraj Maharaj Ki Jai Ho Jai Jagannath Puri Katradam Ki Jai Jagannath Balev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Ki Jai Jai Shri Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Bhakti Mahotsav Jai Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Jai Shri Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Gosvāmī Mahārāja Ki Jai Tirubha Mahotsav Ju Ki Jai Akarma Shri Chaitanya Mat Ki Ranasaka Mat Ki Gangamata Gaudiya Mat Ki Jai Charudam Charu Sampradaya Chaja Chaja Ju Ki Jai Sava Vigna Vinas Jai Shri Nrsimha Bhagavan Ki Atabala Maharaj Ki Jai Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Samagata Bhakta Vrinda Ki Gobhakta Vrinda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Shri Nam Haju Ki Jai Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol O Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttarpada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sakrajatan Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Samsajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Scha Omagana Timirandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chaksuram Militam Dina Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Radhikai Priyapmane Shishima Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namine Namam Vishnu Padaya Bandeham Shri Guru Varam Shri Rupanuga Pravaram Brajara Sarasikam Cha Narayanam Tam Prapanam Shri Guru Charanam Vande Ramana Prastaya Bhutale Rupanuga Bhaktidam Cha Kripa Mutim Narayanam Shri Krishna Lila Katani Sudaksham Avadurya Madhurya Gunaschiktam Varambaranyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tam Shirasa Namami Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Keshava Prastaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Vamaniti Namine Gaurabhava Mayodeya Ujarasa Bhavaka Bhakti Vedanta Bhamanaraga Bhakti Pravataka Guru Damne Chase Vasu Vaishnave Savadamati Grante Bhagavate Sakshat Gosvāmī Vedante Rati Nama Am Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Śrīmati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivesesa Sanyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Namam Vishnu Padaya Acharya Singarupine Shishima Bhakti Prakar Keshava Iti Namine Atimata Charitraya Swasita Nancha Paline Jiva Duke Sadataya Shinama Prema Daine Goreshaya Vigrahaya Krishna Kamaika Charine Rupanuga Pravaraya Vinodati Surupine Prabhupadantarangaya Savasaguna-shaline Mayavadatamoghnaya Vedantata Veda Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shiva Shabanavi Devi Daitai Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vigyan Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhujvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shrimataye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudapar Shridanta Danta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Saksha Viraga Mutaye Vipalambara Sambode Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchitananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Vibhame Bhumestam Nijasta Sajana Priya Vaishnava Savabhumashi Jagannatayate Namaha Abancha Kalpatarubhischa Kripa Shindu Vibhacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Guratise Namaha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesya Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Aradhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Pre Jayatam Surato Pango Mama Manda Matagati Matsavasya Padambojo Shirada Madana Mohana Divya Brindaranya Kalpa Jumada Śrīmad Ratnagara Singhasanasa Shishirada Shila Govinda Devo Prastalabi Sevya Manosmarami Shriman Rasarasambi Vamsi Bhata Tata Siddha Kasam Venu Sani Gopi Gopinata Siestuna Abrindai Tulasi Depai Yai Kesavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pradi Devi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Apanchatavapmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Surupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gopata Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama O Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare help you. He might help you. Yeah, I can help you.
That's good. You like that too.
Nah, come on, come on, George.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I can try.
I never like. Let's see what we're doing.
I can do it if you like.
Go on, go for it. Let's go.
Satataya sate mati Nahi sukriti lavalesha Shri Vrindavana Yugala Bhajana Dhana Davana Yugala Bhajana Dhana Tahi Karolo Upadesha Jaya Jaya Shri charanam bhuje rati nahi hoyala. Rati nahi hoyala. Rayata Vaishnava dasa. Vaishnava dasa. Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Prema Kapataru. Shri Guru Prema Kapataru. Adbhuta Jakoparakasha. Jakoparakasu. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Oh, English. All glories to Sri Guru, the desire tree of prema, whose manifestation is most astonishing. With effulgent moonbeams of knowledge, he destroys the vast darkness of ignorance in the heart. His eyes are the abode of bliss. Seeing a person as fallen as me, this personality voluntarily gave me Harinam, even without me asking. I am wicked and helpless, and my mind is constantly absorbed in mundane matters. I do not possess even one iota of devotional merit. Yet he still instructs me about Sri Vrindavan and the treasure of bhajan of the divine couple. Showering the world with the pure nectar of Gaur Prem, Sri Guru fills everyone's hopes. Having not developed rati for his lotus feet, this Vaishnava Das weeps. Joy.
$39. Oh he Vaishnava Thakura Joyara Sagara Haridasa Karuna Kori. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura Joyara Sagara Haridasa Karuna Kori. Diya Parachaya Shora He Amare Tomara Charana Dori. Chaya Vega Domi Chaya Dosha Shodi Chaya Guna Deho Dase.
Jaya Satsanga Jai Ho He Amare O Sechi Sangera Ashe O He Vaishnava Thakura Joyara Sagara Era Se Koruna Kori Ekaki Amara Nahi Paya Bala Harinama Sankirtane Tumi Kripa Kori Shara Bindu Teho Krishna Namadane Krishna se Tomara Krishna de te paro Tomara Shakati Ache Amito Kangala Krishna Krishna Boli Amito Kangala Krishna Krishna Boli Daitava Pache 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 Oh Hey Vaishnava Thakura Joyara Sagara Era Se Koruna Kori Koruna Kori Jia Parachaya Shora He Amare Tomara Charana Jori Oh Hey Vaishnav Thakur Oh Hey Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Oh Hey Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Oh Jaya Bhakti Vijñāna Srila Bhakti Mahārāja Bhakti Vijñāna Srila Bhakti Mahārāja Vaishnava Thakur ki.
I thought, is there, oh, yeah, okay. 66. Hemona durmati samsara bitare podia chinuami. He mona durmati samsara bitare podia chino ami. Tavani jana kone mahajane. Tavani jane kono mahajane. Patiya dule dumi. Yo e mona durmati samsabutare podiya chinu ami. Daya kori more patita dekiya kahila maragiya. Odina jane sunabalo kata. O hedina jane sunabalo kata. Ulasita habehiya. E mona durmati samsara bitare podiya chinu ami. Tomara tirite Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Vadipe avtara. Somahe no kata dina ine jane korine na bhava para. He mona durmati samsara bitare podiya chinu ami. Vedera prati jana grakira bhatare rukmavara viprasuta. Mahaprabhu name Nadia Mataya. Mahaprabhu name Nadia Mataya. Sange Bhaya Vaduta. E mona durmati samsara bitare podiya chinu ami. Nanda Sutta Jini Chaitanya Gosai Nija Nama Koredona. Taralilo Jagatu Mio Jaya. Tarilo Jagata Tumio Jaya. Laho nija paritrana. He mona durmanti samsara bhitare podiya chino ami. Vikata suniya asiya chinata. Sekate suniya asiya chinata. Tomara charane tale. Bhakti vinoda kadiya kadiya apana kaini bole. He mona durmati samsara bhitare podiya chinu ami. Tava nija jana kone mahajane. Tava nija jane kono mahajane. Bataiye dula tumi. Gora he. Oh, okay. Oh Lord, I am so unfortunate to have fallen into this material world. But you have sent an exalted soul, one of your own associates, to save me. Being compassionate upon seeing me in such a fallen condition, he said, O humbled soul, listen to this good advice by which your heart will become joyful. To deliver you, Sri Krishna Chaitanya has descended to the land of Navadip. He has conducted so many poor and lowly souls like you across the ocean of material existence. In order to fulfill the promise of the Vedas, he has appeared with a golden complexion as the son of Brahmana, known by the name of Mahaprabhu. He and his brother, the Avadut Nityananda, have caused all of Nadia to become maddened in divine ecstasy. Sri Chaitanya, who is directly the son of Nanda, has saved the world by distributing his own holy name. You go also and receive your deliverance. O Lord, hearing these words, Bhakti Vinod has come to your lotus feet. Weeping, he tells the story of his life. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakura ki jai.
Jayanilo Premadhana Karuna Prachor Premadhana. Why is it so long? Jai Anilo Prema Dhana Karuna Pracho Jai Anilo Prema Dhana Karuna Pracho Heno Prabhu Kota Gela Acharya Tako Hena Prabhu Kota Gela Acharya Tako Jayanilo Prema Dhana Karuna Pracho Jayanilo Prema Karuna Pracho Kahamora Swarup Rupa Kahasanatana Kahamora Kahasanata Kahadasaragunata Patita Pavana Ragunata Patita Pavana Jayanilo Prema Dhana Karuna Pracho Jayanilo Prema Dhana Kahamora Bhata Juga Kakaviraja Kamona Ira Ekakale Kota Gela Koranatara Jayanilo Prema Dhana Karuna Pracho Jayanilo Prema Asane Kotibo Mata Anale Poshivo Gorangera Guner Nidhi Kotagele Pavo Se Saba Sangira Sange Che Koi Lo Vilasa Se Sangana Paya Kande Narotam Das Narotamada Jayanilo Prema Dhana Karuna Pracho Jayanilo Karuna Pracho Heno Eno Prabhu Kota Gila Acharya Thakura. Eno Prabhu Kota Gila Acharya Thakura. Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, oh hey Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Srila Mahārāja, Jaya Srila Mahārāja, Srila Mahārāja, Jaya Srila Mahārāja, Jaya Srila Mahārāja, Jaya 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 Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Guru, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya, Nitai Gauda Haribo, 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 Nitai Gauda Haribo, 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 Nitai Gauda Haribo. He who brought the treasure of prema out of his great compassion, where has such a venerable personality as Sri Srinivasacharya gone? Where is my Swarup Damodar Gosvāmī and Rupa Gosvāmī? Where is Sanatan Gosvāmī? Where is Raghunath Das Gosvāmī, the savior of fallen souls? Where are my Gopal Bhatta Gosvāmī and Raghunath Bhatta Gosvāmī? Where is Krishnadas Kaviraj Gosvāmī? Where has Gauranga, the king of dancers, suddenly gone? I shall dash my head upon a stone or enter into fire. Oh, where should I go to find Gauranga, the treasure house of all divine qualities? Unable to obtain the association of that Sri Srinivasacharya, who performed pastimes with the associates of Mahaprabhu, Narottam Das weeps. Srila Narottam Das Thakur ki jai. Sure. Yeah.
Do Bajahure Mana. 137. Bajahure Mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Bajahure Mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Dulabha Manava Janamasa Sanghe. Dulabha Manava Janamasa Sanghe. Taraho e Bhava Sindhure.
Vajahure mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare Sita Thapa Vata Barishana Sita Thapa Vata Barishana Edina Jamini Jagire Sita Thapa Vata Barishana Edina Jamini Jagire Edina Jamini Jagire Sita Thapa Vata Barishana Edina Jamini Jagire Thapa Vata Barishana Edina Jamini Jagire Vipale se vinu kripana dura janam Vipale se vinu kripana dura janam Chapala sukala vala gire Bajahure mana Shri Nanda Nandana Bhaya Charana Ravindare Bajahure mana Shri Nanda Nandana Charana Ravindare Vedana Jovana Pucha Parijana Itikiyachi Paratitire Vedana Jovana Pucha Parijana Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Talamala Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Talamala Bajahu Hari Padani Tare Bajahu Re Mana Shri Nanda Nandana Bhaya Charana Ravindare Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Parasevana Dachare Parasevana Dachare Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Parasevana Dasare Pujana Saki Jana Admani Vedana Pujana Saki Jana Admani Vedana Govinda Dasa Bilasare Bajahure mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare Shri Nanda Nandana Adulabha Manava Janamasa Sange Adulabha Manava Janamasa Sange Tara hoye Baba Sindure. Jaya Krishna He Krishna He Krishna He Krishna He. Oh Krishna He Krishna He Krishna He Krishna He. O mind, worship the lotus feet of Sri Nanda Nandana, which bring fearlessness. This human birth is very rare, so take the association of saintly persons and cross over this ocean of material existence. Suffering the pains of the cold, heat, wind, and rain, I remain sleepless day and night. I have uselessly served miserly and wicked men for a fraction of momentary happiness. Wealth, youth, sons, and relatives, what assurance do they hold? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal, so always serve and worship the feet of Sri Hari. Hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, serving his lotus feet, engaging as a servant, worshiping, serving him as a friend, and completely offering one's very self, these 9 limbs of bhakti are Govinda Das's cherished aspiration. Shri Govinda Das Kaviraj Gosvāmī ki jai.
Bolo Vrishabhanu Nandini Thakurani ki jai. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaite. Damodara Rati Vajana Veshe. Hari Niskuta Ben Davi Pineshe. Bolo Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaite. Madhava Jaite. Vrishabhanu Dadi Navasasi Leke. Vrishabhanu Dadi Navasasi Leke. Lalita Shaki Guna Ramita Vishake. Bolo Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaite. Jaya Jaya माधव जायते करुणां कुरु मयि करुणा भरिते करुणां कुरु मयि करुणा भरिते सनक सनातन बानित चरिते सनक सनातन बानित चरिते जय राधे जय जय माधव जायते राधे जय जय माधव जायते जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय वृषभानुनन्दिनी राधे राधे कानमान मोहिनी राधे राधे O Radha, all glories to you, O beloved of Madhav. Your glories are sung by the circle of youthful maidens of Gokul. O you whose attire who increases Damodar's affection, O queen of the Vrindavan forest, you are the pleasure of the garden. You are the pleasure garden of Sri Hari. From the ocean of Rishabhanu Maharaj, you arise like a new moon. O dear most friend of Lalita, O you who captivate the heart of Vishaka with your charming qualities, bestow your compassion upon me. O you who brim with compassion, your transcendental qualities and character are described by Sanak and Sanatan. Jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, oh Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Oh Nita Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nita Gaura Hari Bol. Nita Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nita Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī. Nita Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nita Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Gaura Premanande.
Agyanam tirandasya Gyananjana salakaya Chaksurunmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Can you make it louder? Gurave Gurachandraya Radhikaya Tvadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namo Yang Pravashantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahaka Taruajuhava Putri Tanmayataya Taravo Benedus Tang Sarvabhutaridam Munimana Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay Chiptasya Kamadi Tarangamadye Kripamaitam Sharanam Prapadyam Prinde Namaste Charanaravindam Tavaivasmi Najivami Tambina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tam Nayamam Charanantike Kripayati Yadi Radha Padida Shishabada Kema Paravashishtam Pushti Maryade Yorme Yadi Badati Chakinchit Smeraha Soditasvir Twijavaramani Bhangtya Mukti Shaktya Tadakim Shama Sundaram Shikanda Shekhar Smeraha Samurali Manohara Radhika Rasikamam Kripanire Swapriya Charana Kinkari Prananatha Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimukhabja Rasalola Satapada Radhika Padatale Katastitin Tamba Jami Rasikendra Shekhar Sambadaya Dashanetranam Vibhu Prartaye Brajamahendra Nandana Astu Mohantavati Balava Janma Janmani Mariswari Priya. So today is a very, oops, I didn't do my prayers. First I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Śrīmad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Guru, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Śrīmad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosvāmī Mahārāja, Shri Śrīmad Bhakti began Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja, whose divine Tirobhav Titi is today, and Shri Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and to the lotus feet of our Param Gurudevs, Shri Śrīmad Bhakti Pragan Keshava Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and Shri Śrīmad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada, to all of our Gaudiya Guru Varga and all the assembled devotees, and the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus or my Shiksha Gurus, Shri Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Shri Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Ban Maharaj, and Shri Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj. I would first like to request any of you who can do so to kindly move in this direction so I don't have to be like a pendulum. I could also move this big fat chair and turn it and face it to everybody. So as we hear from Srila Bhakti began Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja himself, these appearance and disappearance days are especially good times to remember those pure devotees. And if we do so, they, being very eager to give special mercy on these days, take away our obstacles and give us all auspiciousness. On the other hand, by failing to do so, failing to glorify, or even remember, there's so much power in just remembering their names. By failing to do so, all obstacles come and all auspiciousness goes away. So he has an app called Visuddha Chaitanyavani, and they send out lectures practically every day, just as Gurudev's team does. In fact, it's the same team. So whenever there's a holiday, we always get notice of it, and he generally gives a class on that pure devotee. Even if he's discussing some very important theme, like sometimes during Kartik, he would do the theme of that elephant, Gajendra. But if it's going to be a Tirubhav or Abhibhav Titi, he'd stop and glorify. All right, so I'm going to first call on Vasanti Devi Dasi to tell about her experiences. Then I'll speak. And then we're going to see a few videos of him. Because just by experiencing him, that's the best way we can connect and want to glorify him and appreciate his glories by his brilliance. We could do the movie first. Are we ready? Can somebody pull down? Haridasa was planning to do it, but he left for a phone call. I can't say. Best thing is to forget. Best thing is to forget everything else and just concentrate on that day. It only comes up once a year, or sometimes twice. You're following in my footsteps. Where was I? After I popped back up. Yeah, so we can forget everything on this day and just concentrate. And then after the program, we can concentrate plus do other things. But we don't want to miss the opportunity to get all that extra special mercy. If it's not exactly ready, we can speak first, Vasanti, if you like. Or is it absolutely ready? Okay, so should I start? I'll start. So after Srila Gurudev left, the vision of the world at the end of 2010, December 2010, naturally everyone was bewildered as to what was the next step to take. Vasanti was very intelligent, and she very quickly met Srila Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja. But I never connected with him. But I always wanted to be ahead of Vasanti because I'm so much older than her in Bhakti in terms of when we joined. But now she seemed to be ahead of me, and she was very happy. So I became envious, and I thought, let me check this out. I had actually first seen him in the early 2000s during a Mayapur Parikrama, Gaur Mandal Parikrama, when there were thousands of devotees in the audience. And Srila Bhāratī Mahārāja, who I didn't know who he was then, was glorifying Srila Gurudev's journey to the West, his bold preaching. So I thought, I don't know who this person is, but I really would love to hear more from him. Then many, many years passed by, and it became 2012. Again, it was the time of Gaur Mandal Parikrama. And I was thinking, so Vasanti has so much faith in him, but I don't have that kind of faith. What should I do? I think when nobody's there, I think I'll meet with him and tell him that. Are you ready? Let me know when it's ready, because I can take a pause at any time. So, Shivananda, Prabhu, and Krishnamayi, husband and wife, who come here sometimes, so you would know them. They and me were on a small parikrama together. And we were going Gaudiya Mutt to Gaudiya Mutt to offer our respects and to appreciate what was there in their mutt compound. So we were just starting to go in Srila Mahārāja's mutt compound but we didn't know where we were. And then one of his sannyasi servants opened the door and called out to us, come in, Mahārāja is giving darshan. So hesitatingly, not exactly knowing where we were going, we came in to see Srila Mahārāja speaking with many, many of Srila Gurudev's Indian and Western devotees. So I thought, again I'm late. I was one of the first devotees to join Srila Prabhupada. But then with Gurudev, when I first met him, there were already so many disciples and grand disciples of Srila Prabhupada in his room. I thought, oh, this time I'm late. And the same thing happened with Srila Bhāratī Maharaj. So I sat down, and I still had this doubt that was nudging at me, wondering, is this cheating Srila Gurudev if I come in close contact with Srila Maharaj? Practically as soon as I met Srila Gurudev, I was ready to, and I did, travel around the world with him again and again. But with Srila Maharaj, that pushing wasn't there. So I had my opportunity, whether I was going to take it or not, because there were so many people, and it was embarrassing. But you'll see that I did take the opportunity. So Shivananda, he is, like a paparazzi. They're always taking photos of the famous people. So he's like that, but with his words. Like he always thinks I'm a pure devotee and descended from Goloka Vrindavan, and he let everybody know what he thought. So he did the same thing with Srila Maharaj. He told him, I'm doing so much. Shamarani is doing so much. She did so much for Srila Prabhupada, preaching, painting, and so much for Srila Gurudev, going around the world with him, editing, painting. So what did Srila Maharaj say? He said, oh, that's nothing. Editing is not bhajan. Art is not bhajan by itself. He said, if you can do heartfelt chanting of Hari Nam with heart melting, then that's something, then you've achieved something. Then art will be valuable, editing will be valuable, when it's accompanied by Nam Bhajan. So he put me in my place right off the bat. Then I finally asked him. I told him exactly what I just mentioned to you, that I was attracted to, enchanted by Srila Gurudev, and followed him all over the world. But I don't have that attraction to you. Okay, I was ready for the answer. So maybe he appreciated my frankness, or just by the mercy of Gurudev and Prabhupada he spoke, because the pure devotee is actually the mercy manifestation, not only of Krishna, Radha, but also the gurus who preceded him. He's their mercy manifestation. So what did he say? Are you ready? Should we leave it as a cliffhanger? You ready with the videos? Okay. So he said, there's no need to be attracted to me. Guru is everywhere. He's in his books. He's in your heart. He's in every atom. He's everywhere. And then just by those words, I felt like following him, because I could sense the realization in his words. And then he continued, really expanding on that in great detail. He said, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami never uttered the name of his Diksha Guru. No one here knows his name. Rather, he always glorified his 6 Shiksha Gurus. Who's that? Rup Sanatan, Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta, Dasa Raghunath. And that's who he wrote about. So people have to speculate. Maybe it's him, maybe it's him, who's his Diksha Guru. But even so, just by his connection with his Shiksha Gurus and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita and Govinda Lilamrita. And even without a Diksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, the great Acharya who we worshipped day before yesterday, on his appearance day. He accepted his writings, he quoted Govinda Lilamrita, and he quotes everywhere and writes songs which are restating of the Chaitanya Charitamrita and the Shikshamrita, Shistastaka, which is in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Like in the Anjalila, I think volume 5, chapters 19, chapters 20, there is so much expansion of those 8 verses, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur glorified them. And even in Srila Mahārāja's own mutt, during Kartik, they would sing the summary of that particular time of day, like if it's afternoon, if it's noon, if it's morning, if it's evening. They would sing in beautiful melody the summary that he has, that Krishnadas Kaviraj has of that time of day. Do you know what I mean? Like in one paragraph, this is what Radhika is doing at this time. This is what Krishna is doing at this time. Because Govinda Lilamrita is the 24-hour-a-day, 8-fold pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So everyone adores him and respects him, even though he doesn't have a known Diksha Guru. And who actually wrote the Chaitanya Charitamrita? Madan Mohan. Of course, he got the notes of Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami, but it was all coming from the words of Madan Mohan. And all the Vaishnavas, this is Mahārāja speaking to me, to convince me that Guru is one, that he's Guru, that Guru is a manifestation of God. So the Vaishnavas were requesting Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami to write the Chaitanya Charitamrita, because Chaitanya Bhagavat was already there, which were mostly the Navadvip Grihastha pastimes, with a little bit of sannyas. And they wanted him to write a little bit of the Grihastha pastimes as a remnant from Vrindavan Das Thakur, and then concentrate on the sannyas pastimes. So they all appealed to him, and in order to get permission from his deity, the deity there in Vrindavan, Madan Mohan, he went into the Madan Mohan temple, and we also have a painting of that in that part of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he went to the temple, and then immediately a garland fell from the neck of Madan Mohan, and the pujari immediately put it on the neck of Krishnadas Kaviraj Gosvāmī, who everyone called out, Jai, Jai. And then, later, he spoke with Madan Mohan, who told him, don't worry at all. I'm not only giving you the authorization, but I'm going to help you write it. So 3 times in this darshan, Mahārāja said the book was actually written by Madan Mohan deity. And then he also gave reference to Baladev Bijabhusan Prabhu, who was challenged by the descendants of the Ramanuja Sampradaya. Radharani can't be on this altar with Govinda because they're not married and it's immoral. So, on the order of Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, who sent him there to that assembly of the king of Jaipur and all the opponents of Radharani being there, he proved without a shadow of a doubt from scripture that she's superior and should be on the altar. They said, yeah, but you don't have a commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. All bona fide sampradayas have a commentary. Ramanuja, Madhva, who else is there? Vishnu Swami, everybody has a commentary. You don't have one. He said, we don't need one. We already have a natural commentary by the author of Vedanta Sutra, that is Vyasadeva. They didn't accept that at all. No, you have to have one for your lineage. He said, all right, give me a day. So he went into the who? Govinda temple, where the debate was about Radharani being on the altar with Govinda. And Govinda said to him, don't worry, I can make it happen in one night. Haribol, sleeper back there? She knew who she was. Okay. And you stand, yeah, good. And then dance back and forth. She's so expert, she could sleep while standing. Okay. So where are we? Yes, I will dictate. So he dictated. The next day, he had such a perfect, scholarly, philosophical commentary on Vedanta Sutra that the opposing party all accepted that, yes, Radharani can go back on the altar. This is a bona fide lineage, a bona fide part of the Madhva Sampradaya. Then he referred to, doesn't stop there. I mean, he's a person, Srila Bhāratī Mahārāja is a person who could go on speaking forever. Like sometimes his servants, knowing about his elderly and not very healthy condition, they would always stop him and say, no, you have to leave the Vyasasana now and go back to your room. And Vasanti and I remember one time, they stopped him, they gave him his cane, picked him up from his chair, walked with him out, and he was speaking the whole way out. Huh? Just kept going as he walked into the room. Yeah, stop me. So he said in this conversation with me, and no one knows about the disciplic succession from Srila Haridasa Thakura. And yet, everyone worships Srila Haridasa Thakura, as we will be hearing about, or who will be hearing about. after our glorification of Srila Mahārāja, because Mahārāja chose the disappearance day of Srila Haridasa Thakura to disappear. Isn't that amazing? Then, let's see. Then, because Shivananda Prabhu was glorifying me as being such a great servant of our Srila Prabhupada. And then Mahārāja said again, he said, no, you don't have to be attracted to me. But then his whole speech was about, yes, I'm the person that you should be attracted to now. So when Shivananda was glorifying me in relation to Prabhupada, he said, you don't have to tell me anything. I know everything about him. And then he started telling his history. He said back in the 40s and 50s, when he was a householder, and his family didn't want to serve him, we served him. And he also stayed in our mat. And then he started talking about Prabhupada at the Chipawali temple, and then when he went to the Radha Damodar temple. And of course, one pure devotee will know a pure devotee better than even the Diksha disciples. And Srila Gurudev told us the same thing, that who can understand a Mahabhagavat? Only another Mahabhagavat. Then I asked him another kind of challenging question. I said, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosvāmī Mahārāja, our Shiksha Guru, left the vision of the world like 1.5 years ago, at the end of 2010. And he's always said that, and our Srila Prabhupada also said, that your success will be how you cooperate with each other. And Gurudev also, that success is dependent on if the leadership doesn't have competition or quarrel with each other, but that they're all in unity. He said every mutt should be in unity. So I said, so now, sometimes the leaders are fighting amongst themselves, arguing, not in agreement, and sometimes individual leaders will just plain deviate from the principles of Krishna consciousness. So I said, this is very disturbing. He said, what's it to you? It's not for you to think about this. You should just depend on God. It is by the will of God that everything is happening. Not only all the good things, but also the diversions. They would not have happened if it wasn't for the will of God. So I said, you mean it doesn't have anything to do with me? Doesn't affect my bhakti at all? So then again he said, it's not your duty to think about this. Why should you think about it? So I answered, because just like when parents fight with each other, it upsets the whole mental being of the children. And in institutions, it creates schisms. I like this one, well, I like that one, I'm against that one because my leader is against that one. Again he said, what is the loss to you? What is the loss or gain to you? We respect all Vaishnavas, whether they are Vaishnavas according to your eyes or not. They're all Vaishnavas, but on different levels, some very low levels, medium levels, high levels. So if they come to us, we respect them and serve them. So that's a very meaningful statement and needs to be analyzed. He said that means we give them prasadam, we make sure they're comfortable, if they come into our company, but not that we engage in the 6 exchanges that are mentioned in, where? Nectar of Instruction. What are the 6 exchanges? 6 kinds of sambandha, or relationship.
Giving and receiving what's needed for the purification.
Giving and receiving
From the purification.
what they need, and taking what they give us.
Sharing intimate realizations about one's bhajan and asking.
Discussing about, I'm just repeating for
Oh yeah.
here, discussing one's intimate questions or revelations about one's bhajan, and hearing the responses from the pure devotees.
And the giving and receiving of foodstuffs.
And giving and receiving foodstuffs. I'll take his remnants. So I should think, he said, if I'm busy looking here and there, thinking, he's not doing this, she's not doing that. Who's chanting? Who's not chanting? Who is treating somebody well and who's not? It is due to my misfortune, I should tell myself. It's due to my misfortune that I'm seeing all this with my eyes. This means that I'm not looking towards bhakti. Then again he said, everything depends on the sincerity of the sadhak. If I'm sincere, there will be no difficulty for me, no matter what's going on externally. If there's a difficulty and I'm confused or diverted, I should think that this is due to my lack of sincerity. Then I was thinking, he looks like such an innocent person. Like, if any of you have ever seen him, even in videos, like he's always like this. Like a kid watching a TV show for kids. Always like that. I mean, when I think about it, then I'm actually, what he looked like is one thing. So my thinking, and many people's thinking, is that he's just thinking of the past times, looking at the past times. Like one time, I asked him, this is years later, in Puri, I asked him, what are you doing when you give out prasadam? Because whether you give class or not, when you're scheduled to, or whether you say anything or not, at a darshan with you, you're always handing out prasadam. He said, I'm taking away anarthas and I'm giving Krishna prem. He also said, even if something hasn't been formally offered to Krishna, if that foodstuffs is handed to you by the pure devotee, then you can know Krishna ate it. Even if, when you make the personal offering with all the mantras, bona fide mantras, bona fide crisscrossing of the hands, and the Gopal mantra, you're not exactly always sure that Krishna has taken it. But if it's handed by the pure devotee, you know Krishna has ate it. So when he was speaking about don't look here and there and see what somebody else is doing, I was thinking, his words are so heavy. Even though a lot of times he looks like a child and looks like that, when he speaks, because guru means heavy, sadhu means heavy, sadhu means to cut. And everything I was saying, he was cutting it. Also, he was stressing, just like Gurudev always stressed, that we're all one family. And he said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never established any mutts. Everyone was just one family, and anybody could hear from anybody. Even Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur didn't establish any mutts. It wasn't until Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur who established the mutts. Because you need places to train people in knowing the philosophy and how to preach, in etiquette. At the same time, whenever there's a mutt, there will be litigation and diversion. I'm suing you, you're suing me. But still, he felt it more important to establish the mutts. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur told him, don't establish mutts. But he did so anyway, knowing the inner heart of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And then later, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, can I go and stay with you in the mutt? So this was the basis of my first conversation with him. And I'm glad I wasn't shy to make my mistakes. I'll share one more conversation, or should I save that for later? And you want to show the videos? I was going to do the peacock feather next. We can do that after the videos. Why? They haven't, there's no time. This is a once-a-year special occasion. I don't think anybody's hungry. I know we'll be doing Guru Puja. This is special. And you haven't even spoken yet. Okay, so I'll speak more later. Want to start from the beginning? Srila Mahārāja gave several darshans in English. Sometimes Westerners would come and ask him questions, and he would speak in English. And sometimes he would do Zoom classes when devotees were in different countries, like Australia, when we were in, where were you, Santi? Alachua. He would do Zoom talks. Okay, go ahead.
Entirely depend on his concentration of mind. He can catch within few minutes not be able to catching the thought, the whole life. It entirely depend on surrender and service. Physically, mentally, and worldly. Who can serve the divine master?
Can it be louder?
He can follow, he can know the idea. As in our scripture, Upanishad, no Johnny, no Medhaya, no Bhunasukin, Jame Bhisab Bhinati, it is entirely depend to complete surrender. A surrender soul can know the tattva through his waves. Through his means Bhagavan. And Bhagavan will help that soul who is completely surrendered. Surrender means unconditional surrender. Otherwise, nobody can. As Atha Sri Krishna Nama no Bhavit, the name of Krishna, the Leela of Krishna, the Dham of Krishna, the devotees of Krishna, we cannot know through our senses. I cannot see in my eye the deities of the God. I cannot hear the Harikatha through in my ear. I cannot smell the fragrance of the God through my nose. I cannot take the prasad a real taste of it through my tongue. But when we complete surrender, then the God revealed in my ear, in my nose, in my eye, in my tongue, in my sensible, in the earth. Otherwise not. As the Bhagavan is Asim, so Asim is unknown and unknowable. Nobody can know. In our Bhagavad says, Vadanti tattvavidam tatvam jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavameti satyam. According to their surrender, they know the Bhagavan. Brahmeti, this told Bhagavan is Brahman. And according to the surrender, they told Bhagavan is Paramatma. And according to this surrender, this told Bhagavan is Bhagavan. Bhagavan means he has 6 kinds of Oishadju. Know you Oishadju?
Yeah, opulence.
Oishadjasya, samagrasya, dīrghasya, jasasasya, jnana, vaidagvyasya, sannam, prabhu, idindana. Ichhe hai और 6 kinds. Samagrasya, vaidagvyasya. Is the embodiment of it. Vijñāna, he is so strong. In the age of 6 days, he can kill Vijñāna. Not by the astra, sword, or anything. He came to Putana through taking his stone, meal. But Putana is not able to save herself from his hand.
We're going to put on one that has subtitles so you can follow it better. I know it was a little hard. Do you have one ready, Visanti?
With the help of Xero's small business accounting software, I've got the right information at my fingertips.
So business is a breeze.
Do you have one ready?
And I've got bigger plans. Sir,
Can you put that on?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ne बताया साधु संग
Oh, the suspense.
your level best.
It was English.
Yeah. In their body, mind and soul, they are sadhu.
There are so many with subtitles.
He's asking if I'm hearing Harikatha from Uttam Bhagavat, but I don't understand the language, what I should think that time, what I should meditate that time.
It is not depend on the language. Bhakti is independent. You listen the story of
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
Matra story of many times.
Many times. Then why you ask me?
No, I'm not asking.
He's asking.
Yes, he's asking. I know. I also experienced this, so for me it's clear.
Because Bhakti is independent. Not depend on others. Even the cow, dog, everybody, every kind of animals, just know the
Language of Krishna.
language of Priti.
He's asking, I am hearing Harikatha, but what to do with my mind at that time? What to do with my mind?
Do in mind. You must listen a lot,
Attentively.
attentively, not
Thinking other things.
not thinking any other thing.
Ananyaschintayantamam. Hear the sound. Hear the sound attentively. Hear the sound attentively.
Sound is a powerful person. So he can do nothing. But sound should be transcendent.
Mahārāja, when we hear from advanced devotee, so we're taking shiksha, is there any formal agreement that, oh, I want to be your shiksha disciple, or simply hearing like this is enough?
He's saying we come to one advanced devotee. We are hearing Harikatha, means we are receiving his instructions. So is there any necessity to, like formal necessity to say, I am now your Shiksha disciple, you are my Shiksha guru, or it is enough only just to hear?
Only just to hear. It is, you can say or not. If you follow his advice and listen the work attentively, that is sufficient. That is also Shiksha. And you remember all the life, their teachings, Avadhut.
24.
24 Guru. But is uttered this word, They told this word. You are my Shiksha Guru? No. Only the quality he followed.
Before we go to the next one, did everybody understand what he was saying? Yeah, so the question was asked. The question was asked, if I'm hearing from someone, and I love hearing from them, and I want to follow them, does it have to be a formal agreement that I'm now your Shiksha disciple, and then the Guru says, yes, I accept you and I'm your Shiksha Guru? Or is it just a matter of hearing? And he said, it's only hearing. In the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam, there was an avadut, means a person who's like beyond all restrictions of the world. And he had 24 gurus, like the mountain, the earth, the bee, and other natural creatures.
Elements too.
Huh?
The elements. Also.
Elements like?
Fire, earth, air.
Yeah, fire, earth, air. So he said, do you have to say to them, like from the earth we learn tolerance, from the bee we learn taking just a little bit from each place, don't hoard. So do you have to say to these elements that I'm now accepting you as my Shiksha Guru? No, you just do. Similarly with the pure devotee. He said, and following for the whole life. That's accepting a Shiksha Guru. And then he was also asked about, I couldn't understand the question, but the answer was, the only thing that matters is surrender. If you surrender, then Nayamatma Pravachanena Labhyat. Then Krishna decides, I want to reveal my whole self to this person. And if you have not only surrender, but unalloyed surrender, then your chanting, which in the conditioned state, you can't hear or see or touch or smell anything in relation to Krishna, his name, fame, form, and so on. But by surrender and service, and that begins with the tongue, then Krishna reveals himself. Another question was, what if I'm hearing from the pure devotee, but he's speaking in a different language? Like I speak English and he speaks Hindi. So then what? What should your mind do in the meantime while you're listening, since you don't understand a word that's going on? Even now, he's speaking English, but anyone who's not so familiar with him might not understand him because of his accent. So what do you do when you're hearing from the pure devotee? He said, just hear. Don't think about anything. Because if he's actually a Mahabhagavat and his words are transcendental, as we discussed the other day, his words are Shabda Brahman, then understanding the language or not understanding the language, it goes into you and you get realization of it. And he said that they had a cow. Oh, because he's saying even an animal understands the language of priti, or love. Like they had a cow in his mutt, and it was a very ornery cow. And every time the brahmacharis would approach him, he'd butt them. They were all afraid of the cow. They said, let's sell this cow, return it to the place, and get another cow. But Mahārāja was determined, and he found out, he realized by testing, what was the food that this cow liked the most. And it was jaggery and something else. So he would feed him that, and he would speak to him in Hindi, and what cow understands Hindi? But because he was speaking to him with so much love and feeding him with so much love, the cow loved Mahārāja. And then when he saw the brahmacharis with Mahārāja, then he started liking the brahmacharis too. And this turned out to be the best cow, because even an animal understands the language of love, even a newborn baby. So those were some of the instructions he was giving. Are you ready to speak now, Basanti? One more, let's do it. Does it have subtitles? Oh, good. Can you make it louder? Start from the beginning and make it louder. Is it possible to get the words higher on the screen? And now can we get it louder? Can we start from the beginning and make it louder? Huh? Well, what's the use? No, can everybody hear it?
It's Hindi anyway. It's in Hindi. So we're just reading.
You're just reading. Okay, great. Go ahead.
इनको मैं क्या करूँ एक गुना मेरामत करने में सालों तुम मेरे ऐसा तो होता है लेकिन सब कोई तो देखने आता है हम लोग तो सबसे पढ़ दिया वृंदावन का भूमि चिंतामणि गो काम धेनु वृक्ष सब कल्प वृक्ष जो जो चाहेगा वो मिलेगा लेकिन हमने अनुभव किया वृंदावन में तो मैं रहता हूँ बहुत दिनों से कोई भी बोलता है मैं सारा जीवन वृंदावन में तो यदि विचार करे वृंदावन में अब है ही नहीं वृंदावन को परस नहीं देखा गया स्पर्श भी नहीं इसलिए नरसिंह ठाकुर कीर्तन में बोला अबे हाँ हे श्री वृंदावन तो नरसिंह ठाकुर वृंदावन गया नहीं गया सारा शास्त्र अध्ययन जिन गोस्वामी से किया कहाँ किया वृंदावन में ब्रजमंडल परिक्रमा किया तब भी देखा नहीं कभी हम श्री वृंदावन मैं कौन वृंदावन दर्शन करूं ऐसा वृंदावन दर्शन ये आँख से उसमें योग्यता देखा कौन वृंदावन देखेगा ना गौरंगो बोलते हमें ईश्वर को शरीर गौरंगो नाम लेते ही शरीर हो जाओ हरि हरि बोलते नयने गोवी जी हरि हरि उच्चारण करने से आंखों में भर जाएगा आज कभी निचाई चलने करुणा हुई भी तब नित्यानंद को करुणा होगा तब क्या होगा संसार वासना हो कभी तुच्छ तब संसार वासना चला जाए विषय छाड़िया कभी शुद्ध हमें मन विषय क्या है? शब्द स्पर्श रूप रस गंध। ये छोड़ के मन का शुद्ध तभी हम हेरो श्री वृंदावन, तब मैं वृंदावन दर्शन करूं। ऐसा वृंदावन दर्शन करूं। तो बाकी सब है तरक्की। दर्शन करना जाने से ही दर्शन होता है। शरीर दमोदर कभी वृंदावन आ ही नहीं। चैतन्य देव उनके बारे में बोला, यह शुद्ध ब्रजवसी, ये शुद्ध ब्रजवसी कभी ब्रज में गया। प्रबोधानंद सरस्वती नवद्वीप व्यासी, नवद्वीप बाहर में कभी गया ही नहीं। ये सब विचार जब आएगा, जब इसमें दिमाग लगेगा, तभी इसको फायदा है। इसलिए तो प्रैक्टिस करना शुरू कर सकते, यही कोशिश।
Okay, so that you understood. You got it. Subtitles are really important, and he has several with subtitles. Now I'm going to ask Vasanti to speak something in glorification of her Shiksha Guru. Can you come in front? You take the mic? And also lower. Do you know how to make it lower?
Yes, it looks like it disconnected or something. And then just restart the camera. Just restarts. The top button restarts.
She needs everything. See if she knows.
Can you help him?
I just want to make sure it's recording. Oh. Yeah.
Vijñāna Gnanjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpachubhascha Kripasindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I offer my heartfelt obeisances to my beloved Holy Master.
Can you speak louder?
Nitya Vishnu Vishnu Padasot Sochi Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosvāmī Maharaj. Also unto Nitya Vishnu Vishnu Padasot Sochi Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Bhakti Gosvāmī Maharaj, whose divine Tirobhav Titi is today. To Nitya Vishnu Vishnu Padasot Sochi Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. To Namacharya Srila Haridasa Thakura, who's also Tirobhav Titi is today. To all the assembled devotees, headed by Srimati Sharmanidhi, and Hare Krishna. So, I was just going to read when Srila Bharatīji Maharaj left his mat, and after 62 years of being the secretary, he was such a qualified, impeccable quality shishya of his divine guru, Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj. So by seeing his beautiful character, Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj appointed him secretary of Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. He also gave him the title, or certificates that described him as Analasya, never lazy, and Sada Sartika, always alert. And he also put him in charge of building his temples, especially Hyderabad and Chandigarh. Srila Bharatīji Maharaj personally told me that, or he told everyone, but it's in his books, but I heard him, one of the first things I ever heard him say was, when a seva opportunity, someone gives you seva, you take it, because you don't know if it'll come again. And so he's very much known also for his non-sectarianism, and he would help all the mats. So when our beloved Gurudev was building Devananda Gaudiya Mat, in those times you could only get a very small amount of cement. But because Srila Mahārāja was an engineer and had connections, he was able to get so much cement for Gurudev to build Devananda Gaudiya Mat for Param Gurudev. And he said any temple, didn't matter whoever asked him, he would help them get them cement and permits. And so it was just so interesting that his final Leela was so similar to our Gurudev's as well, that our Gurudev was the secretary of Devananda Gaudiya Mat, but then due to circumstances, he walked out and started his own Shikeshwar Gaudiya Mat. Not by choice, but by circumstance. Same with Srila Maharaj. He was so fixed and stern on this principle of that the mat is not about the cement, it's about the principle of the mat. And he was also very, very, very much implementing this. He would always say it's about you are where your mind is. So if you're in the mat you can be in the mat by body, but if you're not there by mind, then there's no point. And he would give examples of Srila Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada, how one time Srila Prabhupada said, after 3 years of this one boy being there, "Oh, who is this?" And all the disciples are saying, "You know who he is. He's your disciple. He's been here for 3 years." He says, I don't know him. He's not here." And another boy who never spoke, and then Srila Saraswati Prabhupada said, "Tell him to stop chattering. He's always chattering." And all the boys were saying, he never speaks. He said his mind doesn't turn off. So Maharaj would always stress this point. So in 2016, I believe it was, 2016. So 1 year before he left this world, he he did not. So Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math had a one acharya system, and Bhakti Ballabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj was the acharya. But he entered I don't know how many months, 9 months or a very long time. He entered this samadhi, living samadhi, and so he couldn't.
He was like this. And they kept a cloth over his mouth so nothing would fly into it. He was like that for so long.
And so they were doing a cassette diksha, and Maharaj didn't agree with it. He said it wasn't bona fide. And there was a couple other things. So in 2016, they kept saying they were going to meet with him, and in 2016 they didn't let him speak and give Harikatha in Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. And he says, he was not, he's 90. He said, "This is the only seva I can do, is to speak Harikatha," and they weren't letting him do that. And that was the big question. Why?
Was he already giving Diksha?
Yeah, he had started initiating.
And they condemned him.
Condemned, right.
The whole group of them wrote, their GBC, wrote a letter to him condemning him for giving initiation. That, no, we're going to do it the way with, we just touch the beads to Srila Bhakti Bhakti Mahārāja, and he's giving initiation. Why should you give initiation? And they even put his things out of his room.
So there was a lot of back and forth, but I just wanted to read these points because, as Shamini said, being in his presence was so, he's like a sweet little boy. The way you saw even like how his smile and his eyes, but so profound, so and so he left this letter for them. He said, and I'm just reading a part of it. It was because they kept saying they were going to meet with him, and finally, actually, to prevent them from making any more offenses, he didn't meet with them. He said, I contemplated that this is not even worth talking to such Karnadara, people who have assumed all responsibility to deliver the conditioned souls from the ocean of nescience on their own shoulders, belonging to the governing body. Such people are asambhashya, unworthy of any dialogue with me. There's a gulf of difference between what they say and what they actually do. Where is the need for me to even worry for whatever reaction they may put forth? This is completely useless to hope for anything from such persons who are completely devoid of any affection towards me. What's wrong with my phone? Sorry.
I know you don't like to waste paper, but it'll be easier for you if you print it out.
Okay, I'll do that next time. Are lacking even the slightest goodwill and have engaged in inhuman behavior towards me at more than one occasion in the past. Earlier in Agaratala, while once I was in a coma and completely unconscious and was referred to Calcutta by the doctors for further treatment, all the Mat residents, including the secretary, Sri Acharya Maharaj, who was physically present there, had denied giving even 60,000 rupees to my servants, Agadamana and Narottam, saying that he did not have such a big amount and let Providence have its way. However, at that time, probably due to the desire of Guru Maharaj Ji to keep me alive, and due to his inspiration alone, Shri Bhakti Vibhud Muni Maharaj collected some donations from the devotees of Pune with the help of Shri Prasad Prabhu and arranged for bringing me to Calcutta and my treatment there. We always heard from Guru Maharaj Ji that clay, the land, or the building alone does not constitute the mat, but the principle alone is our mat. When I had come to the mat at that time, even though many other Gaudiya mats were much more affluent, however, I was attracted to the ideal character of Guru Maharaj Ji and took shelter under his lotus feet. From worldly point of view, he had no possessions at that time. I had even spent a lot of time living below a tin shed in Mayapur. Now I wish to go from this world following the same ideal principles as demonstrated by Guru Maharaj Ji, and wish not to stay in your association, compromising with such ideals. After the disappearance of Srila Prabhupada, there were many disturbances in the mat, and a few persons also got deviated from Srila Prabhupada's line. Viewing this, although many senior disciples of Prabhupada one by one but left the mat, Guru Maharaj tried his level best to stay there itself by all possible means and render service to Srila Prabhupada. But at last, he too got compelled to come out to render service to Srila Prabhupada. Following the principles of Guru Maharaj Ji and all my Guru Varga, today I'm leaving the association of you all forever. You all may stay well, and I beg forgiveness for any offense I may have committed knowingly or unknowingly. During my stay of 62 years in the mat, this is the 60th year of my attending the Sri Dham Parikrama. Therefore, going from the Dham, in the middle of this most auspicious transcendental activity of Sri Navadvip Dham Parikrama, is definitely very painful at heart. However, staying here somewhere else in the Dham itself, too, may cause inconvenience to you all devotees. Keeping this in mind, presently I'm going to Delhi, since it was already scheduled to leave for me to go to Jalandhar from there. And then, remembering the following words of Srila Prabhupada, I'm closing this letter of mine. Even if not a single person stays with me, even if all the people of this world, what to speak of others, even those who have come into my association and are exhibiting faith in me, leave me one by one. Still, standing under the shelter of the lotus feet of my Gurudev, I will not stop myself, turn backwards from engaging fearlessly in the kirtan of the true, uncontaminated real message, till the last moment of my stay in this world. If someday the real, true message will enter the ears of some fortunate soul, bestowed with the fortune of past pious activities, then through such one person alone, the whole world shall receive the topmost benefit. Because I just found it really poignant to read this and to see how merciful and renounced Srila Maharaj was. He and so broad-minded of, he started giving initiation because one Russian lady actually sold everything she had in Russia and came to India to receive initiation from Bhakti Balatirtha Maharaj. And then they said, oh, he's not giving initiation. So then she went to Srila Maharaj and asked for initiation. And he said, heart melted. Was he going to say no? If she just gave up everything she had. So his mercy, his compassion.
So they condemned that.
They condemned that, yes. So we went, when he left the mont, actually that day, it was like 3 days before Gaur Pranim, and I was with one devotee, Jamuna, and she was supposed to receive Diksha. So we went into Chaitanya Gaudiya Math to find out like what time her Diksha was going to be, and it was super eerie. Like it was like, really, and it's like when Shamrani describes how Gurudev described the day the GBC banned Gurudev. He said this whole, like, what did he say about Mayapur?
The atmosphere was just like spooky, like a monster show.
Yeah.
Really spooky.
Yeah. So I mean, that was the atmosphere was super spooky, and me and Juna looked at each other and we were like, this feels real. Like we both felt it. And then we went to Maharaj's door, and it was locked. We went to the servant's door, it was locked. We went to the kitchen, it was locked. Everything was locked, and we were like, very confused. So then we're like, oh, let's go to Gopinath Gaudiya Math. Maybe everybody's there. That was next door, and we're
Shilapuri Maharaj.
Shilapuri Gosvāmī Maharaj's Math. We went there, and we like didn't really see anybody. And then all of a sudden, I get a phone call, and it was my godbrother Sundar Gopal, who's one of the sevaks of Maharaj, and he said, "I just want to let you know that we're in Delhi." I was like, "What? Wait, we just saw you this morning. Like, how are you in Delhi?" He said, "Yes, we decided to come to Delhi, so you can do what you want." So we were like, "Okay." And the next day, we were like, "What to do?" So then, I remember, actually, June and I, we said, well, maybe we should go to Delhi. We told Sharmani, let's go to Delhi. Let's go to Delhi for Gaur Pranim. So we got tickets for like the next day. And then I told Sunagopal Prabhu we were coming, and our flight was supposed to get in like at 8 or something, but it was delayed. And by the time we got off the plane, by the time I got service on my phone, it was like 9. I had like 10 missed phone calls from him. And I called him back, and I said, is everything okay? He said, yeah, Maharaj kept wanting to wait to speak Harikatha. He said, where's Shamrani? Where's Shamrani? He said, I'm not, he was waiting for us. He said, he's waiting for you to give Katha, but then it was getting so late, he had to start. So that it was just like, how beautiful is that, so sweet. And then he said, well, you can come for darshan. I'm like, but by the time we get there, it's going to be so late. He said, we'll just come, because we were staying somewhere nearby. So we got there at about 10. And with Gurudev, like, you know, once the doors are closed, like 7:30, you know, no one, darshan's over. And we come in, and Mata Prabhu is like, oh, you want, we offered pranam at the door. He's like, oh, come in. And we were like, it's 10 o'clock. He said, oh, he's still awake. So we go in, and Srila Maharaj is just laying in his bed. You know, he was just so, like, family. And we come in, and the first thing he said, he looked at Shamrani, he smiled, and he said, I have left my mat. Shamrani, he said, I know, that's why we're here. We followed you here. And then again he said, and she said, I read the letters. He's like, oh, you've read my letters? Because there was a letter before this as well. And she said, yes, Maharaj, we've read the letters. And then again he said, I only want to, I can live anywhere. I can live under a tin shed. I've done it before, I can do it again. And he's speaking at 90 years old, I can live under a tin shed. And he said, I only want to speak Harikatha until my last breath. And then, you say anything else in that room?
He said, if anybody said, I don't want to be dependent or grateful to anyone, thinking that others besides Krishna are giving me something, taking care of me, accepting, or those rejecting. I'm just going to depend on Krishna and give him the credit if anything happens to me, either way.
So we celebrated Gaur Pranim. And my Mahaprabhu was his first, that was his installation day, because I had Radha Govinda, but not Mahaprabhu. So Srila Maharaj was the first to bathe him and install him. And I was thinking something else. Yeah, so much to
Even
share.
Bhakti Vedanta Tirtha Maharaj of Gurudev's disciples sent him a letter through Ramchandra Prabhu, which said, you can come and stay in my mat and you can give initiation there. And he refused. He wanted to be independent and be able to do as he liked. And then quickly, in about a year or so time, he already had thousands of new disciples. People came. The worst thing was that, those who were already with him wanted others around the world in their countries to get mercy. So they were bringing people from all over the world to take initiation. And just before they arrived, Maharaj left.
Yeah. He left so fast. It was actually September 5th, 2017. And he was in Faridabad, and they took him to the hospital. And he told his sevaks, I am only seeing Yamadutas here. I want to be in the mat. And his sevaks, Sananti Maharaj and Madhava Prabhu were like, no, they're going to help, you're going to get better, Maharaj.
They were all arguing with him.
They were all arguing. They wanted him to stay and take treatments. And it's only Yamadutas here, bring me to the mat. And so they did. And when he got there, he said, yes, now I'm with the Vishnu Dutas. And with Kirtan, he left this world in Faridabad, September 5th, 2017, and from there they brought him to Mayapur. And actually, Sharmani and I were on a plane to Delhi to go see him, and we arrived in Dubai, and we got off the plane, and I opened my phone.
That was the worst frustration, 12-hour or so delay.
Then I went to the Emirates booth. I was just crying. I said, we were going to Delhi, but my grandfather, and I'm like, it didn't even make sense, I'm white, like my grandfather just passed away, we need to get to Calcutta, and so they changed it for us for free, but we had a 12-hour wait, so we're sitting in Dubai just going crazy.
Counting the seconds.
Yeah. And we made it to Mayapur as they were doing the Samadhi ceremony, bathing him. Actually, the sannyasis were so sweet, they brought Sharmanidhi in, and she got to bathe him, and beautiful kirtan led by Madhukar Prabhu, and anyways.
And it was pouring that day.
Pouring rain.
Prasanti slipped.
I did. It was so wet and so muddy.
Mud.
Yeah. Yes. Anyways, Srila Maharaj was saved. He was is such a beautiful example of seva. He would always say, God is, we can't reach, God is on his own plane. We can't reach him, but the Vaishnavas are here. We serve them. They are on our plane, and this gives us the chance. And by serving them, then slowly so that we can reach the higher planes. So he was so fortunate to serve almost all, so many disciples of Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada, such intimate service, so much so that who's the Krishnadas Babaji, the famous singer. He only wanted Maharaj to serve him. In the hospital, he said, I'm not comfortable with anybody else. I only want you. And say, Bhakti Vivek Bharati Gosvāmī Maharaj, who, the Gurvastakam we sing, Samsara Davana, he was sick and no one was there to serve him. And so Maharaj said, I would see an opportunity and I would serve. And so got to serve them all. Our Param Gurudev, when he was doing the court case against his own brother, Odalomi Maharaj, he would give dictation.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, he would give the dictation.
Do
He
you
gives
wanna tell
dictation
that
to,
one?
he would, so they weren't doing Nagar Sankirtan, they weren't giving sannyas, and
They had it in their own name, the temple.
and they put the temple in their own name. And so Param Gurudev took them to court, taking them to court. And so he would dictate to Srila Bharatīji Maharaj all the proofs, all the evidences. And so when they went to court that day, they turned up. They had just given sannyas that morning and put on in saffron color to many of the brahmacharis. They arrived with kirtan, and I guess they put the name back, to Chaitanya Mat. And so they won.
In Prabhupada's name.
In Prabhupada's name. So then they won. They won the court case. And
There's no case here.
there's no case. They did everything that they were supposed to do.
Does everybody follow what you said?
Yeah. So then Srila Bharatīji Maharaj told Param Gurudev, well, we just spent so much time doing all this paperwork and all this money and paperwork, and then Param Gurudev said yes. And
They said we lost. No, we won.
We won because they did what we asked them to do. So his unprecedented seva to disciples of Srila Thakura, and what to speak of his own Guru Maharaj, and his non-sectarianism were just unprecedented. And even after Srila Gurudev left, I can speak for myself how much he saved my spiritual life. I feel I'm still
What was this?
down here. Oh, okay, and I'll just end with, the last thing I'll say was that actually I didn't even know who he was. I didn't look for him. Gurudev would take us on every Gaur Pranim to Shri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, and all, because Bhakti Balatirtha Maharaj was the Acharya, all the attention was there. Everybody would flock to him, and Srila Bharatīji Maharaj was always there, but
Sitting by
himself. I never, recognized him or like this. But 2010, after Gurudev left, I was actually extremely sick, and I had no intention I couldn't do anything. I actually wasn't even going to go to Navadri, but my god sisters were like, what are you doing? You have to be here, Like, you can't just sit by yourself. I actually went, it's another story. But I couldn't walk because I had this mosquito disease. But one night, some of my god sisters were, that's the first part of the story. I'm going to skip. So I got to meet him that night, and then I was so moved that I went a couple days late. I didn't go on Purkama, and actually Isha Prabhu, I was chatting with Isha Prabhu on Skype. Isha Prabhu was responsible for all of our whole audio seva. He's just like this jewel. And he said, oh, did you have darshan of Srila Bharatīji Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Balatirtha Maharaj? I said, no, he was sick that night. But I saw another Vaishnava that really moved me. He's like, oh, then you should go see him every day. And I was like, really? Should I go right now? He's like, yeah, go. So I grabbed my beads, and I went to the Ghat, and took a boat. And I was on the boat. I was like, what am I doing? Like, is this okay? Like, am I cheating on Gurudev? And but all the Gurudev, all the seniors did that, like Shamrani Didi and Vaichanti Mala Didi, and they all, Vrindavanasini Didi, they would all go from the other side, from Mayapur, across the boat to Devananda Gaudiya Math to see Gurudev, and they would go from Vrindavan to Mathura to see Gurudev, so it must be okay. Anyways, when I got there, I had no idea what I was going to say. The door was open, and I was standing outside, and then the Sevak was like, come in. So I go in, I sit down, and Maharaj was so sweet, he just smiled at me. He's like, yes. And then I just blurted out my heart. I said, because actually we were supposed to leave for tour, but I felt like, what's the point of going on tour now that Gurudev's not here? That's how I was feeling. I have all these emails, all the devotees were writing to me for our, to book our plane tickets and this and that, and I just wasn't replying. So I told Mahārāja, I said, I'm the assistant to Shamrai Didi, and we're supposed to go travel the world, and but I feel this void in my heart, and I don't really know what to do. And then he said, yes, this void is good, because everywhere you go, you'll remember your Guru. You'll remember your Gurudev even more. And then he said, actually, so in 2008, Shamrai, she had some severe osteoporosis, and she couldn't walk. And we were supposed to leave in like a month for Australia, Fiji, and New Zealand. And I went to, Gurudev was in Govardhan. So I went to Govardhan, and I told Gurudev, I don't know how we're going to go on this tour. I don't think we can make it, because Shamrai can't even walk. And we were getting Ayurvedic treatment, but I was like, I don't know if it's so soon, the tour. And then Gurudev closed his eyes, and he said, I'm praying to Giriraj Govardhan that very soon she'll be well. And he went like this with his finger, and she'll preach all over the world. So then, when I, not fast forwarding, 8 years, or no, it was 2011, like a few years later after Gurudev left, and I told Srila Mahārāja I didn't want to go on tour, didn't really know what to do with my life. And he said, again, he said, this void is good. You'll remember, everywhere you go, you'll remember your Guru even more. He said, so you should continue preaching the message, and he went like this, you should continue preaching the message of Mahaprabhu. And when he did that, I just, just felt like that was Gurudev speaking, and like all of a sudden I was fine. Like this whole depression, everything just left, and I felt, okay, let's book some plane tickets, let's go. And he was right. The first stop was Hong Kong, and I felt some really special mercy by him saying those words. He like made it happen, that as we walked into the building, I was just felt and heard the kirtan that was happening when Srila Gurudev went to Hong Kong, and this, their temple was on the penthouse suite, and a very small entranceway, and very small elevators, and it was very ecstatic. So, yeah, Srila Gurudev, Srila Mahārāja is just so kind and so merciful. And I'm just praying to him on this day, because I'm very, very fallen and very pathetic devotee, and it's only on these special days, like our appearance and disappearance days of our Gurudev and our Shiksha Gurus, that I'm able to actually think about anything besides, why is this cup left here, and how are we going to pay this bill, and why are the devotees so messy, and and so I'm praying that I can get some teeny inkling of their seva mood, and their love and compassion, just 1 ounce, and I feel like this life will be successful. Hare
Gaur
Krishna.
Premanandi, Srila Bhakti Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Tariya Tirubhavti Ji Mahamahotsav ki jai. Mahamahotsav ki jai. Mahamahotsav ki jai. Now I'm going to call on Kamala Devi Dasi to speak about Srila Haridasa Thakura. His disappearance day is also today.
Om Gana Timirandasya Ganandana Shalakaya Chaksura Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Panchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Shindu Vibhacha Opatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibho Namo Namaha. So before I speak out for my most sincere Sasta Dandavat Pranam, lotus feet of my spiritual master Nityalila, Pravishta, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Pajaja Charja Shotata, Śrīmad Bhakti Narayana Gosvāmī Mahārāja, unto our entire Gaudiya Rupanuga Guru Varga. I'm beginning a particle of their causeless mercy, that something from the special day and the special days that has been here since I arrived. It's been like a wonderful cascade of different days of mercy. Don't want to quote Jag Mohan, but he often calls this a sale day. These kind of days, because on a sale day, you buy one, get one free. So on a sale day, sale, is it the same wording? Yeah, it means that you can ask for some extra help, mercy, like a sale day, so transcendental. So I'm begging that, I'm begging the mercy, and I'm offering my pranam to all the devotees here, especially unto Shamarani Didi's lotus feet. Also begging her mercy and asking if she can correct me and instruct me to speak better. And I'm also paying my pranam to everybody here that is serving her and her mission here to do that Jiva Doya.
Mission, and we're all serving.
Yes, correct.
Together.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. But you're the person of that here, so I'd like to appreciate that. Okay. So yeah, there's been so many days, starting with Lalita Devi, Srimati Radhika herself, and then all of our Gaura Bhaktas and now Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Haridasa Thakur, and this whole ocean of Gaura Ras that they are wanting to manifest in this realm. So I was reading from Gurudev, and it was something that was really inspiring to me, and I only read it once, but I'm hoping that by repeating it, repeating what I can remember, something can stay with me. So Gurudev was beautifully explaining this Mahaprabhu's mood. He's explaining it like a golden ocean of Gaura Ras. And then he started to, this is like in the beginning actually of Rai Ramananda Samvat. So he's explaining about how Shobharani Didi also was saying about this Swati Nakshatra. So he was explaining like in the ocean, then the water evaporates from the ocean and it forms a cloud, it condenses, it forms a cloud, and then it rains on the oysters. And then those oysters develop pearls. So because of this constellation. So in this Gaura Ras and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the ocean of Gaur Prem is coming up into the cloud, and then it's going into the heart of the bhaktas, actually raining in their heart of Rai Ramananda, and it's condensing in there and coming in the form of questions, and then raining back onto the ocean of Mahaprabhu. This Gaura Ras, this ocean of pure love, Madhura Ras, is now, because of this constellation, receiving the pearls, so it becomes a replica. It becomes like the ocean of jewels. So what are those jewels? What is this Prem Ras? What is this Madhura Ras? What is it that we are actually wanting to develop in our own heart? We cannot really understand, cannot really appreciate. It's like me trying to glorify Haridasa Thakur. He's a transcendental personality. I have no connection, understanding. I'm unable to, glorify him because I only have the mundane concepts. But Gurudev was explaining that very mercifully, these personalities, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all these great personalities have come with this seed to give for the jivas. Yeah, the seed of this Gaur Prem. So when they're given this seed in the heart, when it's first received, then that fortunate soul, he is able to have a desire come to serve. He wants to serve. feels like it starts maybe with different things. We want to serve Thakurji, we want to serve Vaishnavas, we maybe want to do simple services. But this is one stage. It's an external. There's two symptoms. One is external, but we still don't know their inner heart. Many people are serving. Are they all as high as Haridasa Thakur? Actually, his mood, Gurudev would say, is his service was Nam. In fact, he is Namacharya. As he's chanting this Nam, you can see externally how much he is committed to this Nam, because he was ready to say, you can cut my body into thousands of pieces, but I will not give up chanting this Nam. So Gurudev would say with us, I remember him in Birmingham saying, oh, he pretended he didn't know where his mala was. And he was like, oh, where's my mala? Because we just leave the mala anywhere. I leave my mala everywhere. And there's not this commitment. There's not this nishta. So when that service mood comes to a mood of must, I must serve, then this is coming into a stage of nishta. It means now I have nishta. I must. I have to. Even in the stage of nishta, there's no taste. There's no ruchi. It's not a stage of ruchi. But that devotee, he knows that he must. He must. It's not like I have to. It's deeper than that. Sometimes devotees, they push themselves to the maximum, but it's a faith, because they're not really on that level. They're more on a stage of faith. And some faith has come and they want to do, but they can't. They're not in a fixed. But when it comes to this stage of nishta, nam nishta, the desire to serve has become so strong that nothing is gonna take me away from this. So this is only the external symptom of this mood that's coming. What is that mood? It's this mood of relationship which is coming in the heart, and this is developing and becoming the start of this mood that we're aspiring for. Sometimes we talk about these things on Radhastami, it's so high, these moods, but if we can start to relate to the start of this mood, how I'm developing, how can I develop this mood of nishta? How can I develop in the services I do, in my chanting of Nam? And in this way, then I can become more, have the ability to move with my bhakti. I'm beginning. Next stage is ruchi. Things become more flavorsome, and I can start to taste these things. I'm thinking in my stage, I want to taste something, but it's according to the relationship that I've been developing. So Haridasa Thakur is an emblem, he's a flagship of his nishta in chanting Nam. I think we're all quite aware of this one pastime of him being basically paraded through 22 marketplaces and beaten until the skin and the flesh is just ripped off his body. And still, yet he was still chanting, completely absorbed. In fact, he didn't feel anything at all, because the Lord himself was giving shelter to him. When someone is fully surrendered like that, then it isn't arduous anymore. His relationship is completely deep, and he's at the same time was so humble that when those, Gurudev said, demoniac people who were just, only selfishly beating him, they only wanted to protect themselves, because that Mahārāja, what was he called? That Yeah, what was his name? The
king.
Yeah.
Or
What's that? So then they were so worried about their boss. We're gonna
Ramchandra Khan.
Thank you. They were so concerned that Ramchandra Khan was going to
Punish them.
killed them. And so that was their only concern. They're so completely selfish. They were ready to beat this saint. And then when Haridasa said, "Oh, what is your concern?" He said, "Oh, you should be dead. If you're dead, then we will be peaceful." Okay. And then, as if dead, he left. This is how Vaishnava is. You have to be very, very careful with Vaishnava. Because they're ready to serve everyone. Don't let them trick you into that. You have to always be more intelligent, ready to serve them. So, in any case, they were happy with that, and then they took what was the remnant of his body and threw in the Ganga. And he just within the Ganga, because of course the Ganga is just as Svabhav Janiteva Pushis Jadasya, is this looking at the Ganga, it's not just a river, it's pure transcendence. And in that river then he completely regained his wonderful form, in fact more beautiful and more lustrous than before, and came out of the Ganga and still chanting Nam. Still, we cannot imagine. Yeah, cannot imagine. But he's still chanting more and still also preaching glories of his himself is the embodiment of doing this. And naturally then he was preaching. It was Mahaprabhu who said that Haridasa Thakur, you are the best, because as well as practicing yourself, you are preaching to others, because you are also doing both, preaching and practicing. One person who is practicing is okay, but not preaching, okay. Someone who is preaching but not practicing, it's not good. Someone who is practicing and preaching, this is our line. Yeah. So he, by himself, by his own nature, then he was so much powerful. How powerful? Well, there's some examples. There one, was it Lakshahira, the prostitute, that came to him to bewilder him, and ended up being completely bewildered herself. Three days she came, day after day after day, waiting all the night in very wonderful postures, like this wonderful, beautiful picture, and also singing in a very charming way and playing so many instruments wonderfully way. But she would come and he would say in a humble way, "Oh, you are looking very wonderful. I will definitely fulfill your desire, but I just need to complete my rounds." Wonderful. He wasn't lying. He was definitely going to completely fulfill her heart and soul, but not in the way she was expecting. She was only wanting some enumeration from going there and cheating Haridasa Thakur. But then after his association, 3 days, and I think inadvertently going around the Tulsi, then she broke down and realized, "Oh, what am I doing? This is a very great saintly person." And she paid her pranam, and with that pranam, in the pran means I'm offering myself this pranam. Then he said, "Yes, actually, I knew all of this, but I was waiting for you."
I was going to leave before, but because I knew you were coming, I waited.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to leave before, but because you were coming this way, then I waited for you to deliver you, and gave that seed in her heart. That seed of Nishta came deep within her heart, and she stayed exactly there, that place, in front of Tulsi. Only this instruction: you sit in front of Tulsi and chant. Because she had that inishta, and she stopped. Then before, didn't she? So went to give away everything. Everything, all her jewels, all her clothes, all her things she gave to the Brahmins, distributed everything, and then came with simple cloth, and then stayed there. And then he left. He left.
This one.
Huh?
That's this one.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, yes. Right. Wonderful. So, this is how this mercy is coming. This mercy is coming to us, like in the seed form, comes in, they give. Then we need to follow. We need to surrender. We need to imbibe, and our energy needs to be there. And then they're reciprocating, and it starts to grow, this Bhakti Lata Bij. So there are other wonderful pastimes. Just one's coming to mind when I was in the kitchen, because I was overhearing Shamarani Didi saying she was unsure. Well, I don't know, but anyway, she said she was unsure of whether Srila Bhakti Vijñāna Bhārati Mahārāja were you unsure that it was good to see?
He was someone that I could trust, was the embodiment of Gurudev's and Prabhupada's mercy,
Right.
and I could just follow him wherever he would be.
Right. Yes, exactly. So that's like a good example for us, because we need to know who is Vaishnava to be able to serve and follow Vaishnava. And actually at that time, even though it seems absolutely obvious that he was Vaishnava, there was many who did not accept, because he was from the Muslim family. And so smarter Brahmins, they were considering that he was like outcast. Yeah, we should never look at Vaishnava in this way. But when Sridharita Acharya, he had like a feast, and he left one seat there. It was for Haridasa Thakura, wasn't it?
Why did he have the feast?
Sorry?
Why did he have the feast?
Could you remind me?
Shraddha ceremony of his dead relative.
Okay. And then in the Shraddha ceremony, then the person...
The most exalted
Yeah.
of the assembly would get the first plate.
Okay. Right. So he was waiting, Advaita Acharya was waiting for Srila Haridasa Thakura to come, and he would seat him. All the others were wanting to know, it must be me, I'm going to be that most exalted. If I was there, I'd be thinking, I wonder if that seat's for me. Yeah. But where was he, Haridasa Thakura? He was outside. He was waiting to take the remnants of all the bhaktas and devotees. Brahmins, yeah. So he was outside hoping to receive some of the remnants. This is mood of Vaishnava. This is another symptom to see, if you've got the eyes to see, if you have the mercy to see who is Vaishnava. Obviously, Advaita Acharya had that vision where he knew he's also Vaishnava. And he was giving teaching for these Brahmins, Smarta Brahmins. Actually, I think they actually left the assembly when Haridasa.
Well, Advaita Acharya went outside and pulled him in, made him sit on that seat.
Okay, yeah.
And then give him the first prasadam. Then they got so upset, they just left. Said, yeah, you all can leave. And then Haridasa Thakura was objecting. And then Advaita Acharya told him, by feeding you, millions of Brahmins are being fed.
Exactly, yeah. And then afterwards, when they came back.
Advaita Acharya is not an ordinary person. He's very exalted. Maybe he made a mistake.
Yeah.
Then they went back in and apologized.
Yeah, good. So I should imagine Advaita Acharya knew that, so that's why he created this whole situation, that they would go and do that celebrated Srila Haridasa Thakura as, the perfect Vaishnava as he is. So much so that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself took him in his arms and did the samadhi of his divine Vigraha himself in the water of the ocean of Jagannath Puri. His only desire was to leave this world looking in the eyes of Mahaprabhu. And I could never actually understand that. For years I thought, well, that's really, really selfish to be thinking, oh, I want to go before Mahaprabhu, and then I'd have to deal with all that viraha. But I'm getting quite a deep vibe coming through to me that I'm understanding that his ekantic mood, which was totally only for Mahaprabhu, so deep, and his nishta in Nam was so incredible that we can only, just try to touch those glories and pay our pranam and pray and hope that one day some kind of inkling of his mercy can come in our heart. We have the same kind of attachment to this Nam. And in this way, at the same time, like Srila Bhakti Bhāratī Mahārāja said, by giving this praying, then all those anarthas will just instantly go away. We won't have to be chasing them away, but just by receiving that. When will I receive? One time I was in Russia, and there was a lot of devotees there, and Gurudev had been giving a strong teaching about looking after cows and farms is not pure bhakti. A bit like the same instruction Srila Bhakti Bhāratī Mahārāja was speaking, that art or editing is not necessarily pure bhakti if you don't have this internal mood, if the internal mood is missing. So he was saying, at the same time, anything could be bhakti.
Cleaning the toilet.
Absolutely, it's not in the 64 limbs of bhakti, but with the right mood, it is. But anyway, so these devotees who were just from morning till night, their whole sadhana was looking after the cows, and Gurudev said to those devotees in Russia, you will come back as a cow. So strong, they'd given their whole life. Srila Prabhupada had given this instruction and they'd held on to it for their whole life. And then these very sincere ladies were in this darshan with Gurudev, and they said, oh, Gurudev, they were crying in Russian and saying, we don't want to come back as cows. They were very sweet. And Gurudev said, they're there. He said, don't worry. And they continued to say, but please, Gurudev, give your mercy to me. And then Gurudev was very strong, and he said, I am giving my mercy. I'm giving my mercy not just to you, but to everybody. But who is taking? So there's two logics, the kitten logic and the monkey logic. One kitten logic is his meow meow, and then the mother cat comes and picks him up. And the other logic is the monkey logic. Some have to hold on. Sometimes we have to be holding on, even uncomfortable, but we need to hold on. And then in that way, then we're following, we're receiving, trying to receive their mercy. And in that way, spontaneously, this need, this must, I must serve, comes. It's not a bad must, it's a good must. It's from within the Atma itself. It's a real desire, an eternal desire. So at that point, I'd like to offer my Dandavat Pranam and pray for a particle of this to come, this nishta in this life, for my Guru Seva. Although, I'm all of the above, and Panchakalpatu.
Kripa Sindhu Devacha, Patilanam Pamane Vaishnavibhyo.
I have one question. Haridasa Thakura Thakura, I've heard, and I'm just wondering if it's mentioned in Shastra, that Haridasa Thakura is an incarnation of Brahmaji.
You can sit there, you can answer.
More specifically, the Brahma that stole the cowherd boys in Krishna's Leela. Is this, I've heard this, that Haridasa Thakura is an incarnation of Brahma, and he came for, certain reasons, and perhaps it was because of his men seeing foreign and other thing. But is this mentioned in Shastra anywhere? You know?
Was the question is Lord Brahma?
Yeah, I've heard that Haridasa
Yeah.
Thakura is an incarnation of Brahma, more specifically the Brahma that stole Krishna's cowherd boys.
Okay, I can only say that I heard that he's a mixture of Prahlad Mahārāja and Lord Brahma.
Prahlad Mahārāja, yeah, that's true.
Yes, and why Prahlad Mahārāja?
Tolerance?
Yes, exactly, because he was going to need to tolerate.
They both entered into him, into the body of Haridasa Thakura.
I think it's in the Haridasa Thakura book in the introduction.
You want to read that?
I didn't see a copy in there, but there might be one over there.
And then regarding the this Brahma Vimohan Leela, then Srila Gurudev spoke about that. What I think he's trying to ask about that, isn't it?
Well, like what made him become Haridas?
No, I'm just actually wondering if that is bona fide, if that's just...
It's bona fide about Brahma and Prahlad.
Yeah.
And also, he's a Nityasiddha devotee, but there's a pastime that in his previous life he was offering something and he didn't wash the tulsi leaves. And so he was born in a Muslim family where they don't follow cleanliness rules. That's in either Govinda Lilamrita or that other first book that he did, Nectar of Govinda Lila. Not Govinda Lilamrita, Nectar of Govinda Lila, or what was the other first book he did? Bhakti Rasayan. I can check in the folio if you like, for that particular pastime.
Yeah, because, when you're sharing these stories, you want to make sure,
Yeah.
bona fide, you're not just speculating or...
Right. Did you say you have that passage with Brahma and Prahlad?
I think I recall reading it in the Haridasa Thakura book. Let
Mhm.
me check. But I'm
Just to clarify, where the consensus is that it's not really a fully bona fide thing that Haridasa Thakura is receiving the offense or the punishment getting whipped in 21 marketplaces for stealing Krishna's cows in his past life. Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I've heard that before too. It's gonna sound right too.
I know there's a reason I had heard, I can't think of it right now, I was thinking why Brahma entered into Haridasa Thakura. There was a specific reason. I don't know if it was related
I don't
to
remember it.
offense or...
I don't remember it, but I'll check folio and get back to you. Oh, now we're going to do Guru Puja. And how do we incorporate Srila Haridasa Thakur? Because we're going up. We'll
Chapter
go.
1 the Haridasa Thakura book is his identity.
Chapter 1,
So I'm sure it's there.
So we're going up the disciplic succession, and then we can culminate in Srila Haridasa Thakur. Okay, thank you, very excellent.
But you did. Thank you very much.
I did.
Yeah. As much as I
Like 4
can say.
times.
perspective, there's the Shastric evidence.
Yeah, they were gonna hear it now. Haridasa, can you take a mic?
Sure.
Can you put the camera on him? We're gonna get evidence.
In the Gora Ganodesha Dipika, verse 93, it says that it's the combined form of that exalted ascetic Brahma, and Sri Prahlad is now known as Srila Haridasa Thakura. And then the next two verses, it is mentioned in Sri Gupta's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita that the son of a sage once picked tulsi leaves in the early morning with the intention of serving the Lord and gave them to his father to use in the Lord's service without first washing them. Because of this, his father cursed him to become a Yavana, an outcast. Cursed by his father, that son of Srila Haridasa Thakura now appeared in a Yavana family as Srila Haridasa Thakura, the greatest of devotees. So, then there's more. Yes, actually, the Navadvip Dham Mahatmya book talks about the relationship with the pastime of stealing the cows in verses 125 to 157, which that book we definitely have over there. Sure. Sri Nityananda Prabhu took Srila Jiva Gosvāmī on Parikram, circumambulation of Sri Navadvip Dham. When they reached Sri Antardvip, Nityananda Prabhu pointed toward one particular place and said, "At the end of Dwarpa Yuga, Brahma performed severe austerities here, desiring to receive Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's mercy." Relating an earlier incident of Lord Brahma, Sri Nityananda Prabhu continued, "During Sri Krishna's pastimes, Brahma tried through his mystic power to deceive Govinda by stealing the calves and cowherd boys. Seeing his own mystic power defeated, the four-headed Brahma became very unhappy due to his offenses. After speaking many words of glorification, Brahmaji begged forgiveness at Sri Krishna's feet, and the Lord of Vrindavan, Sri Krishna, forgave him. Then Lord Brahma thought, 'For me to think that I am Brahma, the creator of the universe, is most contemptible. Due to this faulty mentality, I am deprived of Krishna prema and of the ability to relish the transcendental loving relationships, ras, in the pastimes of Vrindavan. If I had taken birth as a cowherd boy, I would have easily obtained service to Sri Krishna, the master of the gopis. Previously, I did not have the great fortune to relish the ras of those pastimes, but from now on, I shall not have any wicked mentality towards Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu.' Thinking like this, Brahma began to meditate and perform austerities for a very long time in this very Antardvip. After some time, Sri Gaurachandra mercifully appeared before the four-headed Brahma and said, 'O Brahma, being satisfied with your austerities, I have come to give you that boon for which you hanker.' When Lord Brahma opened his eyes and saw Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he became unconscious and fell to the ground, at which time Mahaprabhu put his foot on Brahma's head. Having received transcendental knowledge, Brahma began offering prayers. 'I am very low and wretched. Being controlled by pride, I have committed offenses at your feet. As a result, I have become absorbed in mundane enjoyment. All the scriptures declare that Shiva, Indra, all other demigods, and I are your subjugated servants. We have not received the good fortune of becoming your pure servants, and therefore your deluding potency Maya has covered us with her net of illusion. The first half of my life has passed. Now I'm anxious and most about how the second half will pass. Because I'm indifferent to you, my mind is disturbed by many difficulties. My only prayer at your feet is that may I join you as your associate in your manifest pastimes. May I attain such a birth that my conceit of being Brahma, the creator, will be removed, and that I may always remain with you, and that I may glorify you.' Hearing Brahma's words, Sri Gaura Hari said, 'So be it,' and bestow these boons upon him." There's like another page. Śrīmad Mahaprabhu said, "During my manifest pastimes you will take birth in a Yavana's house. You will always think yourself lowly and fallen. Your name will be Haridasa, and you'll be free from all pride. 300,000 names of Hari will daily dance upon your tongue, and you will have darshan of me at the time of your leaving this world. By virtue of this practice, at the end of the second half of your present birth, you will easily attain Sri Navadvip Dham and be immersed in eternal rus. O Brahma, listen to these words from my heart. Do not reveal them here and there in different scriptures. Having taken the mood of a devotee, I will relish the mellows of devotional service and manifest the extremely rare and sublime process of Sankirtan. I will drown all the devotees who were present at that time of my other incarnations in the mood of Raj. My heart is controlled by Sri Radhika's prem, and I will appear in this material world having taken her sentiments bhav and bodily luster. I will thus taste the happiness that Sri Radha experiences in serving me. From today, you will attain the position of my disciple, and later, as Haridasa, you will serve me eternally. Saying this, Śrīmad Mahaprabhu disappeared, and Brahma fell to the ground unconscious. Upon regaining consciousness, he restlessly began to call out, O Gauranga, O friend of the fallen, O you who are loving towards your devotees, when will I attain your lotus seat? From this account, it is clear that Śrīmad Mahaprabhu's associate, Namacharya Shri Haridasa Thakura, is none other than Lord Brahma.
Guru Puja. Who's doing what?
I think they're mine. Those are mine. Yeah, you can use the thing.
Flowers? You have flowers?
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Guru Charana Padma O Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Bando Muni Savadana Mate Bando Muni Savadana Jahada Prashade Bai Bhavatoria Jai Jahada Prashade Bai Bhavatoria Jai Krishna Prapti Hoy Krishna Prapti Hoy Jahate Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Jite Te Kori Bhagya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Jite Te Shri Guru Charana Raji Ese Utama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Jai Prasade Puri Sabhasa Jai Prasade Puri Sabhasa Chaksudano Dilo Jai Jame Jame Prabhu Se O Divya Gyan Nide Prakashito O Preme Bhakti Jaha Hoite Abhija Vinasa Jate Preme Bhakti Jaha Hoite Abhija Vinasa Jate Vidigai Jahara Chadrito O Shri Guru Karana Sindhu Adama Janana Bandhu O Shri Guru Karana Sindhu Adama Janana Bandhu Lokana Lokira Jivana O Lokana Lokira Jivana Oh ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deo Moda Pada Jaya Ah Prabhu Kora Doya Deo Moda Pada Jaya Vivya Kusukri Bhuvana Srila Guru Dev Patita Pavana O Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva O Jaya Bhakti Vijñāna Bhakti Gosvāmī Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Oh jai. Srila Bhakti Vijñāna Bhārati Gosvāmī Mahārāja Tirubha Mahamotava ki jai. Shri Haridasa Thakura ki jai. Guru Parampara ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Jai.